graduation ceremony. I'm glad you could all be here. Any great speechwriter, and if I don't pass out before I get through, I'll try to deliver this to you. All my life, I've been told that if a man could make one friend in his whole life, that he could truly count on, that he would have obtained a wealth far greater than money could ever be to him. And I'm just at the beginning of my life, and I haven't found one person like that, but hundreds. Most of them are here tonight. And I don't know whether everybody that passes through this door tonight will go ahead and lead a happy life, but I do know one thing. We have had the best example set for us that anybody could possibly wish for. So before you congratulate all of us tonight, I'd like to thank all of y'all for being the best people that God has ever put on this planet. And I thank God that I had the distinct honor of being placed here among you. Thank you.
It's with honor that I introduce to you our co-salutatorians. One has attended Bangkok for 12 years and the other for 11. Both have been involved in many school activities. We're very pleased to have two salutatorians, and now with great honor I introduce to you Deanna Belknap, who will speak first, and Ken Jesse, who will speak second.
Hello. Distinguished members of the school board, parents, faculty, and friends. We are very happy that you could attend our commencement ceremonies tonight. I give you my warmest welcome. This is a very important night for us all. We truly appreciate all of your guidance through the first stages of our lives. We, of the class of 1985, have gone through this important period in life together. Together we have been children in one moment and adults in the other. Up until now, we have worked and planned largely as a class. But from now on, our individual plans for the futures may be different. We are fortunate to have had these meaningful years in high school. Today we walk through a door and leave something behind. We leave behind a carefree way of childhood and look into a new world of realities. Something is ending, but this is the commencement of something better for us all. We are proud to have you share this important hour with us. Thank you for coming.
Well, we got a nice audience here tonight. Okay. Members of the board, faculty, parents, classmates, and friends. We, the class of 1985, take great pride in welcoming you to our graduation. We realize tonight, as we take our final look at our school, that this may be the last time we are assembled together as a group. The time has come, and now we must say our last farewell. Fellow classmates, in the following few weeks, a lot of thought will be given to the future and finding your proper place in society. Some of us have already chosen the profession in which we desire. It is up to us to turn our profession and ourselves into a success. And as we leave tonight, we must have courage and faith in God, because this is not the end, nor the beginning of the end, but only the end of the beginning. Thank you.
I have been given the honor of introducing our Cove valedictorians. Our two speakers tonight represent our school to the fullest, with pride, ability, and a friendship for all people. Both have been students at Van Cove for 12 years and will be missed immensely, not only by the other students, but also by the members of the faculty. Now I present to you our Cove valedictorians, Stacy Gilbert and Tammy Scott, in their joint addresses.
Good evening. We're here tonight to pay our last farewells to our families, friends, faculty, fellow students, and members of the Board of Education who have given their support all the years we have attended Van Cove School. It is hard to express the amount of gratitude and love we have for each and every one of you.
It seems like yesterday that we began. As best friends making a pact to someday both become valedictorians, not knowing what each passing day would be and prepare us to do.
In the past, we as a class have had our ups and downs, but as the year has come to an end, we have realized the importance of each other and will have many fond memories of our senior year.
We know that our school years have been the most enjoyable and carefree times of our lives. I feel like we are being well rewarded for what we have strived for all these years. The accomplishment of receiving our diploma is a proud honor to each and every one of us.
Our advice to the upcoming graduates is to set high goals, to reach for your dreams, and to strive to be the best, because you will be rewarded for it in the end.
Remember, we never walk away.
We always face our problems.
We keep our dreams alive.
For our goals, we always strive.
We are the one and only,
For the next generation,
the class of 85. Thank you.
Say that'd be a hard act to follow, wouldn't you? Graduation address this year. The name was suggested, phone calls made, and an acceptance by mail came from someone that is no stranger to us at all, because just a very few years ago, she was going through this same ceremony in Van Cove High School. She wants to be remembered mostly, she says, for playing on a basketball team that beat Winks 3 times. That's kind of true, because when you read the lady's credentials, they're real impressive. It's a real honor and a privilege that Dr. Barry Joe Price took time out of her busy schedule to come down here. To her, she said it meant more than she could express to be asked by UC.
lump in your throat after 21 years. And especially when you see Bill John Davis, who never missed a game. Thank you. You know, some of you, I know, have not seen much of me. I don't get to Cove that often, as my father certainly tells me if they ever open Highway 71 going south, I can come home more frequently. But I'm always from Cove. No matter where I am, somebody says to me, where are you from? I never think to say Fayetteville. I always say Cove. And if they ask, I say, oh, you know, Nina's nearby. I never say we're near Nina. Never. Nina's nearby. When I was asked to speak, I had in mind a very traditional, stereotypic graduation, where you say, gentlemen of the board, graduating seniors. But you know, it's just not my style. And I thought, why should I change after all these years? I'd rather just talk to you. And those of you that knew Saul Vanderbilt and G.R. Price know I've got a good foundation for doing that. So I want to tell you what a typical stereotypic speech would say to you. It would say, you've done a good job, and it's just the beginning. But I want to say some other things. You know, I don't like stereotypes. Let me give you an example. It seems down in Austin, Texas, you know, that other state, okay? They put some little personal robots on the bus, and they train them. They walk up to people and they go, dee, I am a robot. What is your IQ? You know, it came up to this guy on the bus and it said, hello, I am a robot. What is your IQ? And the guy said, well, 130. And the robot, good, we can discuss metaphysics. The guy said, I can't spell it, and I don't know what it is, and I don't want to talk about it. Go away. So the robot went on down the aisle, and he went, dee. Came up to this guy and said, hello, I am a robot. What is your IQ? And the guy thought a minute, and he said, well, I think it's 85. The robot hummed a minute, and he said, hook on horns. I'm not into stereotypes and speeches. I do realize I have to talk to you just a little bit about the future. And when I had to write down to Mr. Shin what my title would be, I thought I could think of all kinds of lofty things that professors talk about, and frankly, they bore us, so I'm sure you'll agree to as well. So I picked as my title tonight, Class Reunion, Year 2005. Sounds like a long way away, but it'll be here before you know it. So I got the title all down on the paper, and I thought, what do I say about the future? Now, what can I say? It's going to be promising, there's a lot of hope, there's going to be some problems. And the more I thought about it, and I picked up the paper, and you know, Bill Clinton's talking about this all the time, so who am I talking about? And then you pick up and you see President Reagan's talking about the future and index and all this, and I thought, what am I going to say? I looked at that blank paper for a little while, and I felt more and more like Zsa Zsa Gabor's last husband on the honeymoon night. I knew what to do, I just didn't know how to make it interesting. But I do have to say a few serious things to you tonight. First of all, before I talk to the class of 85, I want to introduce you to the people around you. I've been very impressed by the young people who've spoken tonight. Ken said some very timely things in Southern Blue, and I'm very proud of them. The girls certainly impressed me with their warmth and their eagerness to participate. So I'm going to introduce you to these people. They've seen you now. First of all, I would like for those of you in the audience to help me give a strong hand to the families of these graduates. I want you graduates to look at these people who share this floor with you, because from this night forward, they are going to get deal with them. You are going to be amazed 5 years from now how much they know. Something about when their children graduate from high school, their IQ goes up just like that. Within no time, they get smarter. These people are people you will come to know from this day forward like you've never known them before. You parents, don't believe what you read in the papers. You have raised the best fed, best educated, healthiest group of young people in the world. Americans' teenagers are without comparison. Sure, you read your scores are dropping, but the difference is, I've been all over Europe, they only educate the top 10%. We give everyone in this country a chance. You've given these young people a chance, and you're to be commended for it. You've sacrificed, you've done a fine job. You know, when I first started thinking about the family, what they were going to say, I'm always reminded when I hear families say, well, you know, young people just aren't like they used to be. It always makes me think of what Dandy Don Merritt used to say on Monday Night Football. They just don't make backs like they used to, and they never did. And the same is true. When you think about your youth, many of you may be inclined to describe it as the good old days. I really don't think, if you'll think long and hard about it, you would describe it as the good old days. These people are in the good days, and they're today. Many of you who've grown up and have seen these people come along are so close to them, you don't know how talented they are. Give them a little time. Wait till 2005. Okay, class of 85, I want to introduce you to the other people who are here, because you're going to see them differently. Everybody who doesn't mind admitting you're over the age of 55, and we're not going to take offense if it offends you, raise your hand if you're over the age of 55. Let us see where you are. No women. You notice that? No women are over the age of 55. Okay, those people in the audience tonight are very important to me. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you about the people over the age of 55. This is the generation, those people you just saw, that survived the greatest depression mankind has ever known. They came through such deprivation, poverty, and struggles to survive, and they've done well. They have come through times that many of them don't want to think about and are reluctant to talk about. Those people that you saw over the age of 55 kept this country free, single-handedly as a population. You know, it was the most insightful thing when we used to tour Europe and go through all of Western Europe and see statue after statue to the American soldier of World War II. People would come up to me and say, did your father fight in World War II? If he did, someone really appreciate what he's done here. And you know, that's something, it's one thing to study about what that generation did. But you forget that people here who are over the age of 55, free Europe, rest of their lives. And you have to remember, these people grew up without Andos, McDonald's, dishwashers, polyester, no wax floors. I mean, the list goes on. Can you imagine no McDonald's? I mean, the depression is one thing, but no McDonald's or Kentucky Fried Chicken, and worse yet, nothing came boxed as a dinner in a box. Now that's deprivation. Also, I have to tell you one more thing about this generation before we depart. They have seen more growth and change. They've seen all the things I laughed about. They've seen television, they've seen air travel, they've seen things that you will see in your lifetime in no time. I brought a friend. As long as that's a bite. Okay, I want to move on. How many people in the audience will admit to be between the age of 25 and 55? Now the women. You see, all the women are between 25 and 55. Class of 85, let me tell you what these people have done for me. They endured one of the most difficult periods we have known. We've lost our first war. America had never been defeated until the Vietnam War. We were in a war from 1960 to 1975 and really didn't know why. This was the age group that fought the Korean battles, This is the group that's had to deal with the most social change. These people ran into the first man on the street with an earring on. Now think about it. Now how much more can you ask a civilization to deal with? And on top of that, we had some of the greatest fights families had ever had over the length of their hair. You'll have to ask some of them what those excuses are like. You know, when I talk about this, I'm always reminded, during the time, during the 60s, everybody was talking about what was best for this country. And it reminds me a little bit of the story about the three guys that were out hunting. And they got into a big discussion over who had the best hunting dog. You know, it's kind of like the politicians talking about what was best for this country. The first guy said, I've got the best dog. I've got the smartest dog. He said, I'll hunt it. So he looked over there, and he was an Indian. So he turned to the dog, and he said, Slide Rule, go fetch. Well, old Slide Rule trotted off into the woods and got a big stack of bones and came back and built a ranch. Well, the other two guys were sitting around the campfire, just kind of looking and talking a little bit. The second one just sort of standing in line. He said, I'm going to prove that I've got the best and the smartest dog. Now, he just happened to be a physician. So he said, Stethoscope, go fetch. Well, the dog trotted off into the woods and got a big stack of bones and came back and built a human skeleton. Well, the third guy was just kind of sitting there. He was a postmaster. He watched these other two guys, looked at the dogs and the skeleton and the bridge, and finally he turned over and he said, Postage stamp, go fetch. Well, the postage stamp sat there a minute, looked at the postmaster, looked at the other two guys, barked, scared all the other dogs away, ate all the bones, took 3 days sick leave. The people in the audience below the age of 25, you're going to join this group. And let me tell you a little bit about yourself. First of all, you're in the middle of a terrific social change. All the rules are changing. Nothing's going to be the same. You are going to have robots. You'll have them in your homes. You'll have them at work. You'll have computers. Your car will tell you with a voice when to put your seatbelt on. Someone said to me, does that mean I'm going to live with my mother the rest of my life? I said, well, no, but someone's going to be looking over your shoulder. Those of you who are 25 and under will have to redefine the world. The General Motors of the world are going out of business. The times are changing. The future for those of you under 25 is going to be those of you who will be willing to reach out, to seek, and to become entrepreneurs. You don't have to spell it, but entrepreneurs are those people who are willing to reach out and try something different. And that's what the class of 85 and the people below the age of 25 are going to have to do. Let me tell you why I am so confident that you can do this. If someone said to me, what is the greatest advantage you have ever had? Without a hesitation, I would say it was growing up in Cove, Arkansas. And I mean that 100%. Let me tell you why. I grew up without fear. Now, sure, I know you're afraid Tom Daniels is going to give you a ticket between here and the Oklahoma line. Now, that's real fear. But you don't have to fear for your life. You're not afraid to go to your school. You're not afraid to go to your churches. You're not afraid to be in your own homes alone. There's something significant about that that will help you because you will be able to reach out to your fellow man. If you had grown up afraid to do that, you would never been able to accomplish what you can accomplish growing up in a small town, especially as loose as this small town. Let me tell you another advantage of growing up in Cove or any other small town. There's a tremendous amount of support. Now, until you reach the age of 18 or 20, you don't think of it as support. You think of it as somebody's going to tell you squeal the tires. I mean, it's a thin line between support and running into your business. But it's there. They care about it. Other people in the cities There's no front. Everybody knows you too well. So you are what you are. And these people have said you're good, and you are. You can go out and do almost anything you want. Let's talk about what you want to do. We have a lot of expectations for what we will find when we come to your class reunion in the year 2005. You're going to be successful. What is success? Let me tell you some people from small towns in Arkansas and see if you recognize any of their names. The Pointer Sisters grew up in Prescott, Arkansas. Walter Smiley, president of Systematics, one of the largest business firms in the country, grew up in Hope, Arkansas. Jim Lindy grew up at Caldwell, Arkansas, one of the wealthiest businessmen in the state. General MacArthur, Al Green. There are any number of sports figures. Kent Hatfield, the coach of the Razorbacks, grew up in a very small town in eastern Arkansas. Now, I've just picked names that some of you will recognize. Many of you know other people that you would consider success stories. But everybody's a success in this day and time. You can manage to raise a family, manage to have a home, and, as was pointed out tonight, have one true good friend. So, when you get all caught up in what you're going to do, think it out for yourself. Say, what's success going to be for me? Do any of you know who Tina Turner is? With the hair? I feel successful as a working mother. When I get my daughter to school, my hair doesn't look like Tina Turner's. I feel like I'm a success. So whatever you set out to do, let it be your own goal. When you reach the year 2005, your success may be say, let me introduce you to my family. I'm going to do that right now. I want you to meet my daughter, Meredith, who's 10. I'm very proud of that. In my mind, she's my success. You see, you can't measure it in dollars. Some of you are going to say, let me tell you about my business. Let me tell you where I've been. You're going to have to decide, what do you want to do by the year 2005? You know, one thing that I like so much about a small town is the way they come around family. Now, you don't want to get to 2005 and 2025 and have everybody say, oh, whatever happened to so-and-so? Said, oh, I remember when I went to his funeral and I walked by and say, don't he look natural? I mean, there's got to be something between here and there. And that's what you can do. You can make it anything you want to be. Because eventually they're going to walk by and say, don't she look natural? I mean, it's coming. You can't stop it. And neither can I. You know, we all make some assumptions. And every time I talk about assumptions, I think about a story that, one of my favorite stories on my dad. I'm glad he came so I could tell it. He tells that in the old days of Cove High School, they had an auditorium in the morning. Every morning, the senior class would get up and lead the Lord's Prayer. So the seniors got to set the back, and so they come to the front. All the way to the front to lead the Lord's Prayer. And they took turns doing it. And it seems one of my dad's classmates here at Cove, it was his turn to lead the Lord's Prayer that morning. Well, he leaned over to my dad and he said, I don't know it. And Dad said, we've been doing this every day for 12 years. Why don't you know the Lord's Prayer? He said, I just don't know it. But I sat there and Dad said, well, just say the first 2 or 3 words, the rest of them will kind of pick it up and come along. I sat there and I don't know the first 2 or 3 words. So by this time, the superintendent said, so-and-so, come on down here and read the Lord's Prayer. So Dad leaned over and whispered in this fella's ear. Well, I walked down to the front of the auditorium. Bow your head. We the people. So needless to say, they both almost failed to graduate as a result of that little inside joke. That's a true story. I guess. So, we're going to make some assumptions, and you're going to make some assumptions, and some of them are going to be right. You're going to make some decisions, and some of them are going to be right. The only mistake you can make with your future is to not try. Now comes the part I like the best. At the end, now if I were teaching a college class and I said, now I come to the end, that's when everybody starts closing their books. So I'm getting close. the best part about speaking to a high school commencement is that you can give advice, because they can't get up and walk out. They want that diploma, so they'll sit through it long enough to hear you. The first piece of advice is just what I've been alluding to. You can do anything you want to do. Secondly, decide what you want to do. Don't let every day go by. Because one day you'll be standing here and saying, what happened to the 21 years since I sat on that side? So don't waste the time. I have a confession. I was thinking about my own high school commencement, and I couldn't remember who gave the commencement address. And it has worried me for 6 weeks, because in order to find out, I had to admit to somebody I didn't remember. Fortunately, tonight I got my mother a sign, and I said, Mom, I don't remember who gave my commencement address. And she said, that's okay, it didn't have a speaker. I felt so much better, because I thought I'd forgotten everything they said, so these people aren't going to remember. Let me close with just one point. I do remember my class motto. Jody, you may remember it well. Give me a place to stand, and I'll move the world. Class of 85, the people in this room have done their best to give you a place to stand. Don't waste a day. There's much work to be done. Good luck.
Not that time yet, but we're getting closer. 85 graduates. We have some scholarships I want to give out at this time. First of all, Stacy Gilbert, you come forward. You just come on back around here, Stacy. Stacy has a scholarship to Henderson State University. It will mean you have to work hard to put the grades up. If you do that, it'll be good for 4 years, worth almost $2,000. Let's give Stacy a nice round of applause. Tammy Scott. Tammy, we understand sometimes you can't find your shoes. Tammy has a scholarship, I believe it's the first that's been given to anyone from Glen Cove School. It's a track scholarship to Arkansas College worth about $1,000 each year. So all that hard work you did, Tammy, is paying off. And we're proud of it. There's a story that I promised her daddy that I would tell tonight. Where are you two? Okay, you're gonna get it on film, right? Where's Timmy? One question. Timmy, was it $2 or was it $20? Seemed like some time ago, be fair with me, Timmy, I'm not very quick here. Seemed like some time ago that Tammy had a devious plan. You know, the little saying goes that when you plan to deceive somebody and you weave this web, you know, it always backfires. But it did this time too. There was this young man that Tammy might have had a little interest I going about right? I had to. See? Your turn. Let me have a lead. Sir? Come on up here. You might as well relax. I met Benny for the first time this past June the 28th. It's been very, very few times that you didn't see a smile on his face. Some of those times probably won't be in this congratulatory line later. Benny was awarded a scholarship given by the Cove Graduation group, Lady Lion, worth $200. Well deserved. Congratulations, Benny. I have to let somebody out. Jason, I'm sorry. You get them up twice. You didn't know what to expect, okay. I forgot to mention while this young lady was at the podium earlier that she received the other scholarship given by the Cove Lady Lions group, Lions Club. It's usually considered to be men, but there is a Lions also, they lower Lions. $200 to go to the youth station. Congratulations. Ready, girl? Lead the ushers. We'll now have appreciation gifts, and this class has a song that they think a lot of. They're going to be playing that while these people, our ushers, Barry McCoy, Derek Hughes, Elaine Watson, and Adele now, will be passing these out. Okay, if you would want to read the name, if you'll just stand. Don and Lisa Ashcraft. Frank and Maria Bell. Anthony and Linda Spencer. Mr. Al Puritan. Mama Marine and Papa JB. Mama Bernice. Mr. and Mrs. Isaac Taylor. Mr. and Mrs. Gene Ailshire. Mr. and Mrs. Richard Gilbert. Mr. and Mrs. Bob Moore. Zach and Deanna Phillips. Mr. and Mrs. William Jesse. Mr. and Mrs. Terry Scott. Mr. and Mrs. J.W. Wagner. Mrs. Louise Patterson. Mr. and Mrs. Arliss Baker. Diane Wagner. Earl and Kathy Winfield, mom and pop. Mr. and Mrs. Bert Belknap. Mr. and Mrs. Grady Sherwood. Arnold and Peggy Brooks. Mr. and Mrs. Don Kraft. Mr. and Mrs. Hubert Fulton. Mr. and Mrs. Bill Hughes. Mr. and Mrs. Frank Hart. Mrs. Moreno. Hold your hand up, Mr. Moreno. Thank you. Mrs. Blue. Over here. Ms. Shirley Walker. Coach Evan Carroll. On the roads that we just passed out, those of you don't know who they're from Beach, send that to you. You talk so much of them, you had to hide those in the refrigerator. This is time they've been waiting for. Tammy, and when you have your reunion in 10 or 20 years, you remember how I treated you tonight. I know. Before we ask you to stand, I want to tell you this much. I've thoroughly enjoyed you as a senior class. No 2 days were the same. But they were all nice. So, let me say thanks for letting me be a part of your life. Wife and I both have enjoyed it very much. Okay, will you please rise? Benny, out me. Chad Rose. Deanna Belknap. Virgil Butler. Chris Bell. my house, my turn will come. They're in the track meet. They were running. This guy was getting on Lou. He kind of glanced over his shoulder and just turned it on, you know. After it's over, I'm Terry Sprout asked him, Lou, where'd you get that bird from? He said, I wasn't about to work that hard, and they done beat me right there at the last. Lou Cure. Chapman. John Kraft. Stacy, when you ever get to go back and have a trip and they go in to eat, nobody can find you. Where were you, Stacy? Stacy Gilbert. Henry Buick. Louis Hughes.
Right away, Louise Hughes.
Lynn Fulton. All year long, I've had to listen to Papa Smurf. Papa Smurf. Every time I turn around. I don't know how she hung a nickname like that on somebody's big ugly thing. Karen Jeets. Ian Jesse. Tamara Denise Scott. Robert Joe. Michelle McDaniel. William Lee. Kim Spencer. Jeff Meredith. Alicia Wagner. I heard something from this next young man this year, or yesterday, really. I didn't think I'd ever hear. You know, seniors just can't wait to get out, and then after you turn them out, they can't leave. They just keep hanging around. You look up and they run up and down the hall. So I saw these two coming up the hall and thought, well, you know, this little man. He kind of shocked me. He said, you know, it just dawned on me that I'm really graduating. He said, it's just like somebody slapped me in the face. There it is. This next young lady high school.